Well, y'all, hell froze over again. Yep, you're going to see it right now. A mainline media pundit, talking head, CNN or CNBC personality, apologist. Yeah, she just called out Hakeem Jeffries to his face on live TV. And then as a little bit of a bonus, we're also going to walk through how the Dems are now openly admitting they have no idea where they go from here with this whole shutdown thing. The clips scream for themselves. All right, guys, as you get in here, we are doing a brand new computer. Everything is set up. Make sure the audio, the video is good. Let me give you some feedback in the commentary if everything's going smoother. Let me know your experience. I'd love to hear it. And if you are here to save this country, to bring it back from the brink of the devilish... be nice about this. Those pesky Democrats who are trying to take the country in a different direction, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I am here for your entertainment and education purposes. Let's get right into this. Jump over here. All right. Everything's rearranged, so give me a second while I acclimate. We got here, we're good. Audio, video, everything's good. 5x5, let's do this thing. Looks like we are up and running. Okay. So, one of the things you guys can do to stay up to date with me is follow me on X at Braden LOA. But as a little warm up, something like, kind of wet the whistle, get the creative juices flowing. When MSNBC gives you a fluffball question and you're Karine Jean-Pierre, the KJP, and you do this thing, It's one of those defense mechanisms. See if you can pick it out and let me know in the comments as we warm this up while everyone gets in. Of course, share this out. Help the notifications along because they need that, Jesus, and let's get it.
Karine, do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said while you were speaking on behalf of this administration? It's a simple yes or no.
No, because you're asking for a yes or no question. I want to put some context to it too. I woke up every day. I woke up every day very proud to be the White House press secretary. I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer, no one had ever seen someone like me at that podium standing behind that lectern. It was an honor and a privilege to have that job. And I did it to the best of my abilities.
Okay, remember, the question was, do you have any regrets? All you had to do was say yes or no. Did I mention I was Black and queer? God, okay, come here. Let's put this in context while you guys are getting in here. And if you just now got here, a hell of a time. Imagine if someone asked me, hey, Braden, your views are suffering a little bit recently and, your subscription is not, rates aren't that great. Like, what's going on? Have I mentioned that I wake up heterosexual and Caucasian? Can you imagine the burden on these two shoulders? Looking like this, having a voice like, well, that's not right. With a voice, let's be honest. But honestly, goodness gracious, did I mention I was straight and white? Oh my God. Yeah, it doesn't fly well in California, New York, and Illinois, but everywhere else, it's medium. God, imagine if I said that. Anyway, let's continue. It's like a fallback position. It's the ultimate. If I don't have an answer, I'm going to go down with the special interest groups. But anyway, that was just an opener. Just saying. All right, listen. I got to show you guys something. Remember how I said it? We talked about it. Remember that whole No Kings protest? Yeah. Turns out that research from American University's Polarization Research Lab found that the October 18th No Kings protest, that was 2.0, the one that was sponsored by Polydent and the Rascal Scooters, they were composed mostly of educated white women in their 40s, with 86% identifying as white and a median age of 44 in D.C., suggesting a limited demographic reach. Congratulations, you got the Karens. God, guy, you really achieved that high bar. I'm just going to pour it on this episode. Heck with it. It's a new computer. It deserves it. Legitimately, 86% white. 44 is a median age. Hey, do you guys happen to know what the voting demographic blocks that still vote Democrat is? Yeah, it's that one. You know what that means? That means that all that magic, that No Kings 2.0, the resistance to tyranny, we aren't going to have any kings, was literally just a bunch of Democrats who got motivated enough by watching MSNBC, MSDNC, CNN, ABC, NBC, that they went out and they started singing, songs, and it was 86% white with 44-year-old women. Yeah. So nothing changed then. Okay, let's keep on going. There's enough in here. You guys caught up. If you guys are just now getting in here, we are debuting a new computer, a new system. So let's hope it all works out well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are about to have some fun because you remember those 44-year-old, 86% white women that we just mentioned? Yeah, this is one of the rising stars on the left podcast sphere. You can tell by the by the green frame glasses and the look. Let's just hear what she has to say, because guys, we're gonna need some emojis on this because this is such powerful commentary. Listen to this, because if you are a creator or a podcaster out in this space, like the guy you're looking at right now, spending some time with you, you've got a serious problem. Watch this.
Everybody in the MAGA regime wakes up, goes to a microphone, pathologically, impulsively, compulsively lies all day long. They go home. If in the case of Moses Mike Grinder Johnson, they go home and do gay stuff. Then they get up the next morning and then they get up and they lie again for a man that is like 90, has full-blown dementia and looks like he's about to keel over any minute. And so again, I want to emphasize all of this could end. All of this could end if there were some people in this country that had some fucking courage.
Of course, no one knows what she's talking about at all. Apparently, I get up every single morning and I have this here microphone and I decide that I'm going to compulsively lie 18 different times. And then apparently Mike Johnson does gay stuff, which is weird because the left was all about embracing everyone for their differences and accepting who they were, except now we're just going to put a pin in that one. What? By the way, this is the demographic right here. 44, white, liberal, same people that showed up at the No Kings rally. Yeah. Behold their Joe Rogans. Good Lord above. Anyway, I don't know what to do with that. Sometimes, I hope you guys are enjoying the show because the laughs, the hearts, the comments, they're flying in. That's what Botox does to your brain. Moose boots. I'm going to be honest with you guys for a second. I almost included that in my descriptor right there, but I felt like that would be a little mean as the host of our little endeavor and adventure. But you guys seem to nail it. But just, if you're conservative, you do gay stuff. She said it. I don't even know who that is. Apparently her name's Jennifer Welch. But man, oh man. Woo! Moving on from that, now, who's ready to watch a Democrat get raked over the coals by the liberal media because it's so obvious that even they're going to rake him over the coals? I know you guys are. This is the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries. He's gone on to CBS News, Face the Nation. He's out there to get the positive face forward. He's going to send the message about the Democrats fighting for the American people while they make them suffer under their shutdown, where they openly admit they know it's going to hurt people, but they need leverage because they suck everywhere else. So might as well hurt some Americans while you do it. He's going to go out there and put up a strong face. Strong, united front. Yeah. Margaret Brennan right here is just not having it. Guys, likes, shares, emojis, chats. Let's go. Hakeem, get ready to just get ready.
I want to ask you about something you said. You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
Okay, I gotta stop. I swear I'll play it in its entirety to get the momentum going, but I want to bring something to y'all's attention. You know how I love looking at body language and the nonverbals, right? Let me know in the chat if you remember. I do this all the time. This is one of my main things. I love it because you can tell so much more about what's going on from the nonverbals than the words they're lying out of their mouths, right? Look at Margaret Brennan's face in this. Watch this. Look at this. Wait, hold on. Look, so you lie. Yeah, you lie. You said this. Oh my God, not my precious Democrats. How could you do this? And another really good example of this would be when they're talking to Trump and there's nothing like baring teeth and like ganashing of teeth. I know it's not said like that, but it's fun. And then, really tough, coarse body language. But this is like, why would you do this to us? I don't know. I'm going to play it in its entirety. I'm sorry. I owe it to all y'all.
I want to ask you about something you said. You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair maps across the country, not partisan gerrymandering, which Republicans have initiated in state after state after state.
Okay, just come here, guys. Do you want to know the most gerrymandered states in the entire United States? It's Maryland and it's Illinois. Those are both deep blue. It is ridiculously badly gerrymandered. Everyone knows it. It is common sense. The Republicans do it, and then all of a sudden the Democrats have to do it again. But it's bad when the Republicans do it. Even Margaret Brennan is raking him over the coals on this. But then when they do it in response, it's because we have to make sure the sanctity of the voting and the people are represented, even though we've done it for years and decades at this point. And don't forget to mention the fact that the Civil Rights Section 2, that adds and gerrymanders officially on a federal level, and the SCOTUS is about to nuke that from orbit. So, we really got to do something because our ideas suck. So and no one likes us. So we really got to do something. Guys, look at this face. This is literally the face of a guy who just got punched right in the proverbial testiculars. And he's like, nope, totally good. Totally good. Stay on talking point, stay on message. No one will know the difference. There's a reason that no one likes the Dems, and it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact they just lie. Anyway, let's keep on going. This is the part, this is fun. Oh, guys, if you're just now getting in here, this is the part where we shift a little bit, and I'm going to show you some really great stuff about the whole Senate and the Democrats and the shutdown, because this body language you're seeing right here is amazing. It exemplifies exactly what's going on with the Democrats and Trump. They do not know what to do. And I'll extrapolate a little bit more what I mean in a second. But if you're getting in here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are about to show you how the senators do not know how to deal with Trump. They just don't get it. It's like an apple talking to an orange. It's like an elephant talking to a cheetah. It's like I'm not going to do that one. You guys get it. Let's just continue on.
I am so worried about people who are not getting paid. I'm worried about the SNAP benefits. I'm worried about the fact that this administration said we're going to fire everybody who helps our students with disabilities or makes sure that we deal with the fentanyl crisis or fires thousands of people at the CDC who are making sure that you are protected when you buy something at the grocery store. It is an unprecedented time, and we are working extremely hard here in the United States Senate as Democrats to tell our Republican colleagues and this president, work with us, come to the table. I have never in my entire career seen a president who won't even talk or work with Democrats in order to get something solved. That is
Ding, ding, ding. Come here. This is the point. This is where we tie this entire thing together, and I got 3 more clips to prove it. Guys, I've been telling you for 3 weeks. We've had a conversation. It's been an amazing conversation. The comments, the chats, they've been on point. The emojis have been on fire. They don't know how to deal with Trump. They kicked the tiger right in the gonads, and then it turned around and it's biting their proverbial faces, and they don't know how to deal with it. Here's the way it used to go down, and this is the pivotal point you have to understand to take away from this and send this stuff out, because this is key. Prior to the Trumpster, before the guy came in and was like, no, I just don't even care. If you see my ballroom, I'm amazing. Is that a boat? Boom. I mean, literally. So what they expected was they're going to shut down the government like they always do in the past. And then the Democrats are going to talk real big and real tough. And the Republicans are going to come and bend over a barrel, jump on the barrel, bend over and just go, is this how you wanted us? Cool. And then that works. That's what they've done prior. Now, Trump is like, I don't need you. I don't care about you. You tried to put me in jail. You tried to bankrupt my entire family. I almost got shot. It's questionable who was involved in that one. But legitimately, I don't give two Fs. And by the way, while you guys keep the government shut down, we're going to go ahead and cancel all your favorite little toys and icons. How about $28 billion so far? You done goofed. And the big tell here is what I just showed you. I'm going to put her face up because bad image. Literally, we've never dealt with this before, ever. In my career, I've never had someone not talk to Democrats when we've initiated a shutdown. They're out over their skis and they don't know what to do. Because if they back off now, they're going to get smoked by their left-wing base. If they don't back off, they're going to get smoked because everyone knows they did it. Even the media is calling them out on it. That's a reason Chuck Schumer is going, the New York Times is biased for conservatives. Okay. Anyway, let's keep on going, man. I'm having fun. You guys having fun? Let me hear in the chats, the comments. Throw some emojis over there. I've got a new computer, and I feel the power and the speed. I can trust it. I can build up some momentum and energy, bring forward a presentation you guys can be proud to observe, and hopefully it works out. Let me know. Let me see some planes over there in the chat. God, this is fun. I love hanging out with you guys. Let's continue on. I'm like Willy Wonka on that trippy little boat. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. This is one of my favorite guys to dislike in the Democratic Party in the Senate. I want to listen with you to what he says. Again, keep in mind, Patty Murray, that eloquent orator, she just said that they don't know how to deal with Donald Trump, who doesn't know how to bring to the table a conversation and won't even talk to us. Well, you kicked him in the balls. Why would he talk to you? Anyway, so now listen to Chris Murphy. It's not about all the things that he says. It's about specific tenses. Listen to this. Guys, I'm telling you, this is fire.
That the private donor who gave President Trump $130 million to pay U.S. troops during the shutdown, that he is billionaire Timothy Mellon. And the donation appears to violate federal law. But what do you say to Americans who look at that and think it's President Trump, not Democrats, making sure that troops get paid?
Well, I think one of the reasons that President Trump is refusing to negotiate is because he likes the fact that the government is closed, because he thinks he can exercise king-like powers. He can open up the parts of the government that he wants. He can pay the employees who are loyal to him. I mean, this is a leader who is trying to transition our government from a democracy to something much closer to a totalitarian state. And so...
Okay, Cupcake, let's have a conversation. Who shut the government down and allowed Trump to have these unprecedented powers you're so afraid of? Yeah, find a mirror. It was you, Cupcake. Because the Democrats decided that they were going to shut this bad boy down. Brave fighters we are. This is our leverage point. We're going to make people who aren't us suffer while we get paid, just to make sure we can be looked at as the ones who beat Trump. Because they're desperate for a win, because they've spent 10 months in the woodshed, and not in a good way. But literally, everything that he just said is only enabled and made possible by a Democrat shutdown. I told you earlier, I don't care about the shutdowns that much, because really they look like a bunch of manipulative people no matter who does it. But when you look at the responses around it, it's really, really telling. And I find that fascinating, because Chris Murphy literally is part of the body that is preventing the government from being open, and currently just did not pay and did not approve to pay troops, except for, I think 4 Democrats. The ones who were up for re-election. Shocking. So they shut it down. Trump goes, screw you, make my day, pulls a full-on Scarface, and goes, I'm just going to cut everything. I mean, I don't want to do the 4D chess thing because I don't like that, but they're playing a completely different game. It's like checkers and football. God, one's pushing his glasses up on his nose, and one's just, you get it. Prom queens, the Rock reference. Let's keep going.
This is part of what happens in totalitarian states. The leader, the regime only decides what things get funded and what don't, often in coordination with their oligarch friends. So I just don't want to live in a world in which Donald Trump and a handful of billionaires decide which part of government works and which don't, which is why I would rather have him at the negotiating table tomorrow so that we can reopen the government and it can be a democratically elected Congress that decides what things get funded, not a handful of super rich dudes.
The leader.
A handful of super rich dudes, but he wants Congress to do it. Who wants to tell him that over 51% of all the congressional, let's just be nice, representatives and senators are all millionaires? Like, do these people think we don't have eyes? But literally, this guy, Chris Murphy, Mr. Gun Control in the Senate, if you guys are in the two-way space with me and you've been through this journey, you know this guy is a villain. But all of a sudden, he shuts the government down. Now it's Trump's fault. He won't negotiate. He's being a big bad meanie on the thing that we won't do. And since we won't do it, or since we did it and he won't negotiate, he's taking all of our toys away. You're literally walking into the trap and then you're complaining that the trap hurts. Good gravy. I am feeling it tonight. If you guys are just now enjoying this, we do this every night. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We've got a little bit more on this journey of adventure. All right. If you guys don't know who this guy is, you need to. This guy is Representative Tim Burchett. Now, he's from, I believe it's North Carolina. I want to say North Carolina. Hold on. No, it doesn't say it on there. I'm fairly certain it's North Carolina. And the reason that I like him so much is he's got that southern draw, but it's just enough where it's kind of like a Senator Kennedy kind of situation. Listen to what he says here about the Democrats and Chuck Schumer just getting rocked by AOC. Because, well, that's a terrible image. Sorry, wrong phraseology. Losing electorally. Listen to this. Take it away, Tim. Subscribe, like, share.
Well, it's because Chuck Schumer, he wants to cause as much pain as he can. He's got to appease that far-left Marxist base that's going to win the once great city of New York, the mayor's race there, an anti-Semitic person, communist, to say the least. And that's who he's got to appease. He sees AOC creeping up behind him, and he knows if she announces tomorrow she will have that. That is no longer Chuck Schumer's base. Chuck Schumer's probably not a communist. He's probably just a far lefty. And he realizes that, so he's got to have that base, and he's going to cause the country to suffer. And shame on the Democrat Party, because in the past, Schumer could just put out something. It didn't have to be the truth, but you know, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, all the cluck heads on The View, they just mimic what he said, and every single Democrat could hide behind Chuck Schumer's skirt. Well, thank goodness for Fox News and a few others, and these
every single Democrat can hang out behind Chuck Schumer's skirt. Oh, by the way, the chat is correcting me. Said it's from Tennessee. That is my bad. Wrong southern state with a little bit of a feisty streak into it. Tennessee, not North Carolina. I am corrected for the record. But guys, I tell you what. Everything that we have been following and having a conversation around is starting to get into the mainstream. It's really fun to do it early with you guys because everything he just said about AOC running the gamut with the far left push and she's going to primary Chuck Schumer, which is pushing him to the left. Everyone's hiding behind his skirt, which is a weird image, especially with the hamburger cheese thing that we all know about. I mean, like, what? And those same people who are mean old podcasters who lie, and then apparently dabble in gay stuff. I don't know. Let's see. It was this woman. I didn't do it. It was right here. It was this chick, Jennifer Wells, whatever. You guys get it. But yeah, just goes down the road. All right, let's keep on going. He deserves it. He does. He's got to wrap this out real quick. Listen to this.
Podcasters that are out there putting the truth out because America realized that's a lie. You know, I have a lady that married to a buddy of mine, and she'll drunk text me about every night. She gets in her wine, and she's blaming everything on Trump. And she's an educated lady. I went through school with her. And she tells me that this is all the Republicans' fault. And then when I explained to her, the Republicans only have 53 votes in the Senate. They need 60. Then she says, oh, I didn't realize that. These are educated people. We need to make sure we're messaging that, Kevin. And thank you so much for bringing this topic up because the Democrats do not care about poor people. All they care about is power. That's what you see in Washington, and frankly, both parties a lot of times. It's about power and control. Donald Trump understands that. He said he'll negotiate. Just open the dadgum government. How easy is that? All you need is 4 or 5 more Democrats in the Senate to cross over with Fetterman and a few of those that have the guts to do something. But instead, no. They want America to suffer, and they're still drawing their paychecks every dadgum day.
Oh, God, I love the Southern. I am Southern. You guys know that I am Southern born and raised. I never picked up an accent. But honest to goodness, when daggone, they getting that checks. They just hide behind Schumer's skirt. It don't make no sense. I love it so much. I love it. The only thing better is when Southern women get on there and say, bless your heart, or other Southern phrases. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, I got one more for you. This one's gold. This one ties all this together. The crazy left being crazy left. All right, look. This is a reality check for you. If any of you are in in questioning if you exist in real life anymore. John Fetterman just quoted the New York Times saying that Democrats blocked the federal government worker pay bill and said, it wasn't me, it was my friends. I mean, I'm a Democrat. I voted yes. Our government should be open. Pay our military, federal workers, and Capitol Police. It shouldn't be controversial, quoting a New York Times article that lays the blame squarely at the Democrats' feet. Guys, I don't even know. Like we might be in a different realm. Hell might be frozen over, but luckily, on this Willy Wonka boat through a fever dream of a political season, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Spending every night together, along with some long forms throughout the day, starting off with a short to save our country from the ilk that we are highlighting every single day. I hope you guys are enjoying every bit of it. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. It was a lot of fun for me, and I will see you on the next one. We will mark this as a successful podcast of the new gear, and I can still set up a computer. This is phenomenal news. I will see you guys tomorrow. Where's the button? Where's the button? Who's got the